Hey, this a message to mom. So baby, I always try and get out the slums. I love to make you smile, you know you the bomb. Remember nights you made it melt out of crimes. Yeah, you want the best for me, I know that. I want the best for you, I'm trying to show that. I'm stacking this cake for you, I need to play for you. What's anything for you, you know that. It's a message to mom, so baby, I always try and get out the slums. I love to make you smile, you know you the bomb. Remember nights you made it melt out of crimes. Yeah, you want the best for me, I know that.
Hey y'all, back at it again with another video. Sorry I have not been, as active as I was in the past. First of all, if you hear my dog in the background, one thing about him, he's gonna cry until you let him out the cage. It's like 2 a.m. and it's time for him to go to sleep. So, yeah. But I don't actually. He's in the bathroom. My bathroom is big, so he's in the bathroom. He's not in the cage. He's out loose, but and I thought that this whole time I always thought that he just didn't want to be in his crate. But now I'm realizing it's nothing to do with his crate. He literally just wants to be up under me. And I'm like, oh, that's really funny. I had no idea. But anyways. Excuse me. I wanted to talk about, when you're, really sick mentally and you just don't want to be here at all. What could be some things to, some stuff. Here's something that helped me today, put some things into perspective for me about how precious life is. I just Googled how many people die a day worldwide. And this is what I found. It says 65 million people die each year in the entire world. 178,000 people die each day. 7,425 people die every hour. 120 people die every minute. 124 people die every minute. When I read that, I can't even list 124 people names that I know in my personal life off the top of my head, and most of us would not be able to. And when I thought about that, it just made me realize, wow, life is so precious yet fleeting in a second. You mean to tell me every 60 seconds a person, 124 people die, they cease to exist? That is so bizarre. And even when I look in the number in magnitude, 65 million people die a year worldwide. And out of those 65 million people, how many of those people will have a lasting impact, who will leave a legacy, will leave some type of foundation, something that will be known for history and time to come, to be known as the greats, when Michael Jackson died, 65 million people probably knew that he died, but or millions of people probably knew that he died, but honestly, it's just it just so totally puts things into perspective. It did something to me. It made me wonder. 65 million people in this world die a year. And then I wonder, on average, out of those 65 million people, how old on average those people live to be. Is it adult years or teenage years, older? And with that said, if we combine all 65 million people, how many years have they lived on this earth? And compare that number to how old the earth is, and compare that number to, it's just so, it's put me into a space where I'm spiraling, mentally. I have so many questions, I have so many thoughts, and it also makes me appreciate life a little bit more, because it's fleeting, it's precious. And to be someone who constantly has unaliving thoughts all day, every day. Like, it doesn't change. It doesn't go away. Like, it's less intense than it was probably 2 months ago, for sure. But to be someone who experiences those thoughts with such magnitude and it fluctuates my mood, and to think about the amount of people that die a year, the time that they had on this earth, the time the earth has existed in general, and how much longer the earth is projected to live. Our planet is dying. It just it does something to my brain. It like makes me realize, yo, this life that I don't even want is more precious than I will even understand. It's more precious than any person walking this earth will ever understand. And even the fact that you're experiencing those type of thoughts, that makes your life even more precious. Because you just want, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I hope that does something for someone. I hope it helps someone. I hope it, like, takes your,
I'm not sure about that.
Girl, Siri, shut the fuck up. See, Siri be in my business. Minding my business. But anyways, I just feel like, I just wanted to say that, I'm like really, I don't know. And another thing, so sometimes I have like, I just wanted to come here and say, like, for people who are, if you're experiencing intensive self-harm thoughts or unaliving thoughts, one technique that I would implement, something that's helped me, would be like, just obviously do deep breaths, go on YouTube, deep breath exercises. But if you are someone who has a substantial amount of trauma in your life, it has helped me so much to think about the person that I would be if I had never experienced any of those traumas. How far I would have been. And it almost takes me and it reconnects me. It takes me back to a time where I had my innocence. And it reconnects me with my inner child. Because me as he's so ghetto. The younger version of myself was extremely ambitious, eyes wide, caring, loving, just had so much potential. And when I think about how my trauma has left me jaded and has left me debilitated and has caused so much, it's fucking wreaked havoc on my life. I'm just gonna keep it real. When I think about that, and then I think about the version of myself that I would be able to show up as on a daily basis if I had never experienced that trauma, it does something to me. Initially, I used to have those thoughts in a negative way. I used to think, oh, woe is me. Why me? Why did that ever happen to me? I would have been this. I would have done that. You guys saw my video, 25, and I feel like my life has gone nowhere. 25 mentally ill. You saw that video, But now I'm in a space where I'm like looking at it like, when I think of the person I could be, I would have been, if I had never experienced the adversities that I faced, I just see so much potential. And then something in me says to myself, that potential's still there because I'm still me. I'm still fucking me. It didn't, it's not gonna, I'm still me. Period. 10 toes down. So I'm just saying, the things you've been through, that car accident that you were in, your house fire, losing everything that you ever had, homelessness that you experienced, sexual assault, that you experienced, molestation, abuse, neglect, domestic violence, all of those things that you may have experienced, poverty, being manipulated, being emotionally abused, physically abused, exploited, all those things that you may have experienced did not change you. You're still you. You're the person that you were before that. Mourning a loved one, experiencing someone getting murdered in front of you, whatever your trauma is, you know what I mean? You're still you. You're still the same fucking person. And sometimes I feel like things happen in our lives and it just fucking rocks our world. Like it does something. It does fucking something. But you are still you. You're still the person that you were the second that shit happened to you. If you could just make up a number and mentally timestamp it, 3:25 p.m., 3:37, whatever. Let's say it's 3:25. At 3:24, you're still the same person. At 3:25, you're still that person. The little kid version of you, your inner child, you're still that person, bro. The person who's made it through the trauma, you're still there. And I know that can be tricky if it's hard for you to imagine the person you were before your symptoms escalated to the point where you're, I don't know, searching shit up on my videos, or where you're like completely in a really, really dark space. I get it. I've been there. I'm still fucking there. Like, you know what I mean? But I feel like at the end of the day, just know that strength is still there. That innocence is still there. Your ambition, your happiness, your joy, your pleasure, the ability to play and speak to other people, connect with people, your energy, your light, it's still there. It's there. You just have to reconnect with it, and it's going to be hard to do because you're probably in a lot of pain. You know what I mean? You probably feel misunderstood, lied to, lied on, abused, all that shit, you know? But it's up to you. It's up to you. It is up to you. Like, it's literally, the ball's in your court. The ball's in your court. And yeah, you could give up and you could give in, but I wouldn't recommend it. I wouldn't. Because at the end of the day, 120 people die a minute. Every single minute, 120 people pass away. I've been recording this video for 13 minutes. 13 times I could have died. That is how precious life is, statistically. That makes no fucking, like, every minute on every minute, every minute your number can be called and you can be out. Life is more precious than you know. Like, and I know it's hard to see that. Maybe your circumstances, maybe the people you're around, maybe you've never had nobody tell you, hey, I love you. Because I've been there too. I want a time period without somebody telling me I love you, without somebody telling me that they cared for me, they wanted to be the best for me, or I was beautiful. I experienced that too. So maybe that's your experience, but just know that I love you, God loves you. But the most powerful thing that's going to get you through it is your love for yourself. You gotta love yourself. It's so corny and cliche, and it's almost like criminal to even say that on a platform at this point, because like, how many times you're gonna recycle phrases? But I promise you, nothing is more true. You have to love yourself. Once you love yourself, you will see the value in life. When I started this channel, what did I say? I wanted to find the will to live. I'm not all the way there. I love myself, but I don't love myself. I'm just keeping it fucking real. I'm not all the way there, but I'm starting to see little glimmers and glimpses of hope, you know? And I just think that it gets better. Just hang in there, you know? I know that's like the lamest thing to say to someone when they're struggling. Is hang in there. Oh my God, when a psychiatrist said that to me, I wanted to square up. Like, bitch, watch your fucking mouth. Hang in there. What do you mean? Did you know? Like, what? But seriously though, love yourself. Because when you love yourself, you're going to appreciate every minute, every second, millisecond, whatever smaller than a millisecond. you'll appreciate it. You ever hear people say things like, okay, I'm like rambling now, but this is my last point, and I promise I'll get out of your hair. Have you ever heard people say things like, it's my life, it's my life? I think that you should do that. Like, if you are struggling like up here, I think that you there's stuff flying over here. I think that you should. This is why I don't like having a cat sometimes, because his hair just flies around. But if you're struggling mentally, I think that you should take ownership, possession, and authority over your life. It's your life. If somebody walk into my house right now, I'm gonna say, what the fuck you doing? You in my house. This is my house. Get the fuck out of my house. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be that way over your life. Seriously. Be that way over your life. It's my life. It's my choice. It's my decision. I choose who I'm around. I choose what I do every single day. I choose how I spend my time. I choose how I speak. I choose how I dress. I choose the way I think. I choose the activities that I invest my time in. I choose the people that I'm around. I choose the type of conversations that I want to have. I choose. It's my life. It's mine. And I promise you, it's going to get a tad bit easier if you implement that. Come on now. Imagine that. Imagine somebody coming into my house right now and turning on the lights and telling me I can't turn them off. Are you deluded? It's my house. Get out. But, yeah, I just encourage you to take possession of your life, to love yourself, and, to think about how precious life is. How, like that, you could be gone. 120 people a minute. That's crazy. Like, that is crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. But, yeah. Alright, well, I know I look crazy. I'm gonna leave one more child. And my hair is not done, child. But I'm gonna go ahead and go. I just wanted to drop that little gem right there for you. I've been thinking about that all fucking day. Like, I don't know. The days get harder, but then they also get easier. You know, the days get longer and harder. You know, I remember when I lost my mind. Seriously though. I know what's up. The days get longer. They get harder, bro. They do. But when you start to focus on the things that you can control, that is when you've cracked the code to life. If you meet people who are like not like, you know, you and I, mentally ill and like suffering from the mental illness, it's because the things they can't control doesn't bother them. It doesn't affect them like it may affect us. The second, and we'll talk about that in more detail because I know I'm just hitting on it, but like the second you realize, I promise you, the second you realize sorry, I'm manic, by the way. I don't know if you guys noticed that, and I also learned something about me I didn't know before, but the second you learn how to focus on things that you can control and control them, the better off you are. I get my energy and attention to things I can control. I can't control what people say about me. I can't control how people view me. But I can control the things I allow to be said to me. You can gap your mouth, but you won't say that to my face. You won't disrespect me. I can't be disrespected. Mm-mm. You won't violate me. I cannot be violated. Mm-mm. You know, focus on the things you can control. Maybe you can't control right now that your symptoms are flaring up and they're the worst that they've ever been in your life. Maybe you can't control that, but you can control the professionals, the healthcare professionals that you spend time with. You can control the strategies and techniques that you implement when you're in high states of anxiety, panic, I said PTSD, but I meant flashbacks, mood swings, irritability. Sorry. You can control the techniques that you implement in those, high states of vulnerability. You can control the places that you go. If you stay in the house all day, that's something that's in your control. If you decide, I don't really want to be outside, but let me go at least do something, that's in your control as well. And when you leverage that control, your life will start to feel a little bit better. Your symptoms won't be alleviated overnight. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and kick it to you like I have some type of, I've cracked the code to a remedy or a cure. I have not. But your symptoms will be reduced if you take control over the things that you can control. I think that's something that I've had an issue with my entire life. It's rooted in my childhood. But take control over the things that you can control. And then that way, that becomes your main focus. And it's almost like, it's going to almost be like second nature. When things go wrong that's completely out of your control, it won't bother you. It's like, what can I do? Like, let me give y'all, let me kick it to you like this. You know what? I'm about to start rambling. I'm going to let y'all go. I already gave you a gem, baby. I already gave you a couple gems. So I'm going to let you go. Seriously. Like, girl. Also, this is what I was doing. You see the brows? You see it. She looks great. Alright, cool. I'm going to go. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm still going to attempt to do the everyday edit upload. But yeah, thanks for watching my channel. Click the link in the bio, subscribe.
I want the best for you, I'm trying to show that. I'm stacking this cake for you, I need a plate for you. It's anything for you, I'm mine, you know that. Yeah, it's anything for you, I'm mine, you know that. But I'm getting older, think you need to know that. Yeah, I'm still your baby, but I ain't no baby no more. And I made a song to let you know that. Got you going crazy, thinking about me daily, but I'm going crazy, thinking about you too. Yeah, I dove in the street all them nights when you eat. I ain't do this for me, I did this shit for you. Remember times you had to give me your last. Remember nights you had to bring in the food. I had to stop asking for money. I know you was struggling, like keep it, do what you gon' do. I started shooting, that's why I out on the block. Made some low money.